Welcome to today's video. If you're here, it's because something inside you knows that the connection with your wife isn't what it used to be. You can feel the distance, even in silence. Maybe she still says she loves you, but the spark, the desire isn't there anymore. You're wondering what happened and, more importantly, how to bring it back. Brother, let's talk honestly. Most men think their wife loses desire because of age, stress, hormones, or routine. And yes, those things matter, but they're not the real reason. Desire doesn't die overnight. It fades quietly when a woman no longer feels emotionally connected to her man. In the beginning, she fell in love not just with who you were, but how you made her feel. You listened. You made her laugh. You made her feel beautiful, safe, and wanted. Every touch carried meaning. Every word carried care. She saw you as her hero, not because you were perfect, but because you tried. But somewhere along the line, life happened. Bills, children, work, stress, all of it began to pile up. And slowly you started focusing on surviving instead of connecting. You began showing up physically but disappearing emotionally. You stopped doing the small things that made her heart feel alive. Here's a truth most men never realize. Women crave emotional safety the way men crave respect. When she no longer feels emotionally secure, her heart begins to close, and once her heart closes, her body follows. You might still love her. You might still show up, pay the bills, protect the family, but she doesn't feel your emotional presence anymore. She feels alone next to you, and that loneliness eats away at desire like rust on steel. Think back to how things used to be. Remember how she looked at you when you walked into the room. Remember how she laughed even at your worst jokes? That wasn't magic. That was emotional connection. That was her feeling safe to be soft, open, and feminine around you. Now she's guarded. Her walls are up. She's polite but distant. She's caring but cold. You can sense it in her tone, in the way she avoids eye contact, in the way she hesitates before kissing you goodnight. Here's the hardest part. Most men react by chasing harder or pulling away. They either beg for affection or shut down completely, but neither works. You can't reignite desire through pressure, and you can't rebuild connection through silence. So, what do? You start by owning your part, not out of guilt, but out of awareness. Ask yourself, when was the last time you truly listened to her? When was the last time you made her feel valued, not just needed? When did you stop being curious about her dreams, her fears, her feelings? You see, women don't just want love, they want to feel alive in that love. They want to feel seen, desired, appreciated. And when that fades, they begin to shut down, not because they want to, but because they no longer feel emotionally safe to stay open. You might say, but I do everything for her, and you probably do. But she doesn't measure love by what you do, she measures it by how you make her feel. If you fix the car, pay the bills, mow the lawn, that's responsibility. But when you look into her eyes, listen to her words, and touch her hand with affection, that's connection. And connection is what keeps desire alive. So, how do you bring that connection back? You start small. You begin by noticing her again. When she walks into the room, put your phone down. Look at her, smile, compliment her, not out of duty, but because you genuinely see her. Say things like, "You look beautiful today," or "I'm really grateful for you." She might shrug it off at first. She might not believe it right away. But deep down, she'll feel it. Every small act of genuine attention is like sunlight on a frozen heart. The next step is emotional honesty. If there's tension, talk about it calmly. Don't accuse, don't defend, just express. Say, "I feel like we've been distant lately, and I miss us." Vulnerability isn't weakness, it's strength. It tells her that you still care enough to fight for connection. Another thing, stop trying to fix every problem she shares. When she talks, she's not always asking for a solution. Sometimes she just wants empathy. Instead of saying, "Here's what you should do," try saying, "That sounds really hard. I'm sorry you're going through that." That one shift alone can melt years of emotional distance. Desire is not born in grand gestures, it grows in small moments of understanding. It grows when she feels emotionally safe enough to be herself again. And yes, attraction can come back. When a woman feels seen, her energy changes. She starts to smile more. Her tone softens. Her laughter returns. That's when desire begins to flicker again, not because you forced it, but because you rekindled emotional warmth. Brother, here's the truth. Your wife doesn't want a superhero. She wants a partner man who sees her heart, not just her body. When you lead with empathy instead of ego, when you listen instead of lecture, when you love without keeping score, you create the emotional space where passion can breathe again. But don't fake it. Women can feel when love is performative. They can sense when effort is transactional. Be sincere. Be consistent. Desire doesn't return overnight, but every small act of care builds trust, and trust is the foundation of attraction. Also, don't underestimate physical affection that isn't sexual. A gentle touch on the shoulder, a spontaneous hug, a kiss on the forehead, these are silent messages that say you still matter to me. Over time, these small gestures rebuild her emotional safety. She'll start lowering her walls. She'll begin reaching out again, not because you demanded it, but because you reminded her what it feels like to be loved without pressure. And brother, when that happens, you'll notice the change. Her eyes will soften, her laughter will return, and one night, without planning it, she'll reach for you not out of obligation, but out of desire. That's when you'll realize something powerful. She never stopped loving you. She just stopped feeling love. You see, most relationships don't fail because of betrayal, they fade because of emotional neglect. You can rebuild love if you're willing to reconnect the heart level. Be patient, be kind, be consistent. And remember, you're not fighting your wife, you're fighting the distance between you. Don't ask, how do I make her want me again? Ask, how do I help her feel safe to love me again? When she feels safe, desire returns naturally. Brother, it's time to lead again, not by controlling, but by caring, not by demanding, but by understanding. Be the man who makes her heart feel at home again. You have that power. You just have to use it. So tonight, instead of scrolling on your phone, turn to her. Ask how her day was and really listen. Not to respond, not to fix, but to connect. Look at her as if you're seeing her for the first time. Because in that simple act, you begin to rewrite your story together. If this message helped you, share it with another man who needs to hear it. And if you want more videos like this about love, emotional connection, and rebuilding relationships, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Remember, your wife doesn't need a perfect man. She needs a present one. Love her, see her, appreciate her. Because when a woman feels emotionally cherished, she'll naturally desire the man who made her feel that way. Thank you for watching, and never stop working on the connection that keeps love alive. If this message spoke to you, share it with another man who needs to hear it today. And before you go, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more videos about love, relationships, and emotional connection. Remember, your wife doesn't need a perfect man, she needs a present one. Love her, see her, appreciate her. Because when a woman feels emotionally cherished, she will always desire the man who made her feel that way. Thank you for watching, and never stop working on the connection that keeps love alive.